center to control, no one will deny you access to crucial computing services. Phala Network, the cloud computing protocol where trust meets performance.
Cool.
Hi, Zoe.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Marvin. I think we are live now.
Hi. Yeah.
After this very cool video, I love this video about Phala. I hope everyone got a good overview about what we are doing in a very cool video. Yeah, hello, everyone, and welcome to our live session, live AMA session today. We are going to talk about the Khala slot auction and the crowdloan process. So very exciting topics. I'm Zoe. I'm Global Head Ambassador of Events for the Polkadot Network. And I think all of you know Marvin, CEO and co-founder of the Phala Network. Hey, Marvin.
Yeah. Hi, Zoe. It's very nice to see you here. And thanks for taking the time to hosting this AMA. I think me personally and our community are very excited to see how the Khala crowdloan slot auction goes on. And yeah, thank you very much.
Definitely. You said it. I mean, everyone is excited currently about these times. I mean, yesterday, the first parachain auction is live since yesterday, right? And we as Phala, a 2B parachain, I would say, on Polkadot, but currently on Kusama first. We also took advantage of the crowdloan mechanism, right, to get supported by you as the community to back our parachain slot lease. And as everyone in the community knows, also to participate in a crowdloan, you guys have to agree to lock some Kusama. But how does how all of this works and what our strategies actually, that's what we want to talk about in this live session today. So just a short intro before we also, before I give over to Marvin, who will cover a lot of cool topics today. We will learn about really our strategy, the Phala strategy, on the auction strategy, also how you guys can actually then contribute to our crowdloan. Yeah. And we will also provide you some cool updates on our development side. Not to forget, I mean, this is an Ask Me Anything session, right? Please, every one of you now live being here on YouTube, use the chat box, write your question while Marvin is presenting. Maybe you have some questions already prepared, just drop them there and we will collect them afterwards. And then I will raise them to Marvin. We also have cool quizzes prepared. So we have a lot of rewards for you guys today. We have in total 3,500 Phala tokens to give out to the community. So be prepared for some quizzes. We are going between the presentations and the content that we provide to you. We are going to ask some questions also here, and you guys can participate via YouTube Live in the chat. And then in return, we provide you some rewards in Phala token, but also some very cool swag today. And I think Marvin is wearing one of our Phala shirts.
Yeah.
Can you show
this is a Satoshi Phala t-shirt.
Very cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, thank you.
I think we have 2 other designs. So guys, if you're interested in receiving some cool swag from Phala, stay tuned, engage in this session, because it's really a session to provide information to you, but also to give you the opportunity to learn, to ask you questions, so we are all informed and know what to expect in the upcoming weeks, even days actually, how to participate on crowdloan. So there are, as I said, some quizzes coming up. If you haven't, or if you have followed our Twitter account, we also have a very cool, actually a competition on the Clean platform. So check it out. You just have to follow some of our channels, and then you will be eligible to receive some of our very cool swag. Great. Yeah, let's jump into the content, Marvin. I think everyone is very excited to hear from you and from the team. And I will just hand over to you now to give us actually an introduction, where we stand currently in the Khala network and what is actually our strategy in the Khala slot auction.
Thank you, Zoe. It's a very good hosting. And and hi, everyone. I'm Marvin Jun. I'm the founder and CEO of Phala Network, and I'm very happy here today to present what in the near days we got as updates or our new insights about who we are, what we can do to the Polkadot or Web3 world. So yeah, so today I will make a presentation about several things, and I'm going to share my screen now. Don't worry, it won't be too long. Okay, so can you see my screen? Sorry. Okay, cool. So yeah, so today I'm going to briefly to talk about the Phala network, the Khala slot auction introduction for Kusama. But before that, I want to rebrief about what is Phala and what we are doing, what kinds of value we bring to Web3 world to you guys. So I will try to make it brief. So today today's present I will separate into 4 parts. In the first part, I will make a high level overview to make a short interview about what is Phala. So in many people's opinions and ideas, you might think Phala is a privacy preserving protocol for Polkadot ecosystem, or like a privacy data protecting project based on substrate. But yeah, they are right, but they are not exactly right. So we are, in our views, Phala's version and who we are is far beyond that. So actually, Phala, the accurate position would be Phala is the next generation of Web3 cloud. So that's what we want to do, or we are trying to do. We want to build a permissionless and globally compute cloud that can support data privacy, which is not supporting very well in the in nowadays. Our team anticipates combination of the following trends for that. The first one would be we think that in the near days, a boom in data exchange between private parties would be a major trend, and the second is every business-wide proliferation of machine learning and AI. So the data between to create value is growing faster and faster and bigger. And in that perspective, so because there are so many value hiding in the data, so many companies are trying to dig in it with your privacy or originally logged data. So that's why we need not only for like a encrypted database, but also with a new generation of computation or a new generation of cloud that can solve this kinds of problem. And the third part would be the establishment of staker data collection and exchange rules across the globally. So yeah, so these trends mean to exchange a lot of private user or inter-enterprise data in order to interact with it for digging out lots of value in a very variable way while maintaining its privacy. So you can only build it on a decentralized network run by open source code and transparent governance. So that's our insights. And please remember, Phala is not just a privacy protocol. It's also it's more far beyond that. It's a Web3 cloud. And yeah, so here is a very simple question. Why there is no sharing business model for centralized cloud? We can see in other business modules like Uber or Airbnb, the sites they're holding to run car business, to run a house business, the cost is very heavy. But after Uber and Didi and Airbnb came up, they set free the liquidity of these heavy size holdings. But what cloud is also a similar business structure, because the cloud platform will pay a lot of cost on purchasing the servers for data centers. So why there is no such thing? We think there are like two major reasons. The first reason would be in a centralized Web2 cloud platform, people will use IaaS or SaaS or PaaS through a cloud platform, and this cloud platform purchasing the servers inside the data center, and that's how the things work now. But if you want to free the servers, if you want to like create a sharing economic module for that, you need to make sure the security and availability, for the server. In short sentence would be, you need to make sure that the server can't be evil even when they are not in data center. So, but before blockchain and T technology came up, there is no such thing. You can provide your server computation to any network, but that network, when they're sending tasks for their clients, they can't make sure that is as security as a centralized data center, or even more safer than that. But so this is the problems. This is the block point to avoid such a business model begin to run. But we are very lucky that we have already solved issues with the scalability of blockchain and security guarantees of TE. So if you are interested in how it's done on the technical level, please check the white paper. We won't talk more details here, but yeah, I will briefly describe it later. So as I mentioned, in addition to serving enterprise and Web2 solutions, Phala can also host a full array of blockchain native applications like DeFi protocols, DID, or something beyond like a database with encrypted. We even have a very cool NFT project with one of the parachains now, always embed privacy and scalability of centralized services. So finally, Phala is ideally for establishing bridges with a long tail blockchains from Polkadot. Let's put REN BTC as an example, but one or two orders of magnitude more scalable. But those two use cases aren't focus of this stack. Recommend checking Phala's offshore communications channels to get up the speed on the largest number of cross-chain partnership in Polkadot ecosystem of our bridge plans, like building an AML compliant privacy layer on top of Facebook DM network that's about to launch this year. But it's just an example. And upside to pure blockchain system like Ethereum or Polkadot, but has no issues in serving all of those use cases, enterprise Web 2, Web 3, all on the same network. So as it scales linearly with the growth of number of CPU servers connected, where effectively each one TE equals blockchain or shard in its immutability and trustlessness guarantees, while being times more productive and efficient in execution. So as you can see on the deck, Polkadot is not focusing on solving the problems of computation. So it makes sense that it balance between the totally trustless system like Ethereum, so all nodes running the same thing, but also it used the parachain system to sharding it into different consistent parts. So we call them parachains. And the connection between these parachains are using XMP, the cross-chain message passing. So it's like very agilely blockchain system for now. But for us, for Phala Network, we are more focused on computation, cloud computation. So what we need to do is that, what I will talk later, how to make that happen. But the fact is that Phala already scale up like thousands or even more than 10,000 servers, so that we can call ourselves cloud rather than a blockchain. Yeah, so that's like a high-level brief overview about what is Phala, and I will try to make it short to explain the challenges we already solved in the near couple months for the economics of Web3 cloud. The first challenge would be, as I mentioned, to to be a Web3 cloud, you need to make sure that the servers can't be evil when they're not in data center. To make sure that happen, we need to find a way to control the servers in their behaviors. Thanks to a blockchain and TE infrastructure by Phala, we separate the consensus and the computation. It means that the blockchain will only make sure the servers are following the rules and all the processing, the executors are guaranteed in trustless way. And the computation will charge in providing a larger scaling up computing power. The computation will run off-chain inside enclaves with confidentiality. And it's not enough. Just a separate consensus and computation is not enough. To make sure the whole system is trustless, you need a three-party or modules. Yeah, this page is a little bit technical, but I will try to explain. So as you can see, it's very easy to understand. There are three major party or modules in Phala system: gatekeepers, TE workers, and the client. So through an end-to-end encryption, only the client can touch what's running inside the TE workers, and the server owns themselves can't even know what happened inside the server. So so it means that the miners, if even one they want to be evil, they can't. They just can't, because their keys are managed by gatekeepers and on-chain consensus maintainer roles. So in this system, three parties are separate and balanced with each other, but the data flow between them in Web3 privacy standard means that the data owners can only own and know what exactly the details in the executors, and the executors, the TE workers know nothing. They're like Jon Snow, and gatekeepers take responsibility to keep the system more safer than centralized database control. And another challenge would be if you want to, besides the technical infrastructure, if you want to scale up the servers, the supply end, when the demand end is not so huge, you need to give enough subsidy when the demand end is weak. So in this perspective, like take example like Uber or Airbnb at the very startup stage, they use cash subsidy from the investors to create requirements from the market. But it's very costly, and we have a better idea is that the team of Phala Network sacrifice so that we can donate like 80% of tokens to the community and 70% of the token to give as a supply and TE subsidy when the demand and even is not growing up so fast. But and it's better than a cash subsidy, because the ones who get Phala token, they are loyalty and they join the community with us and they build together with us. It's not like a cash profit driven community. And to the TE miners, it looks like a mining system, but actually it's totally different from proof of work mining, because it's a true CPU mining. At Satoshi Nakamoto's side in Bitcoin, white paper, he want to create a system of one CPU, 1 volt, but actually he finalized the Bitcoin was finally they were controlled by the miners, because the ASIC and the ASIC come up and the GPU come up. So it break the the advantage from CPU. But for Phala, because we create a proof of CPU running and algorithm to prove that is inside TE that you can't break. So it means that for us, we create a true CPU mining system. It's a more generalized equipment for miners, means that the cost is lower. You can easily break the even, and it's environment friendly because the cost of electricity is very low. So and we think we deliver what Satoshi want to do, that one CPU, 1 watt. To make that happen, between the very complicated mining system subsidy, supply end, and the demand, and the demand and is always like a flow. When people using the network, the cloud service is pretty similar with electric system. It's not like in the same speed. There are some high times and there are some low times. And for the supply end, because the Phala token will have a price linear, so it's a very chaos system. To make sure we can balance between these two parties, we need an innovation token economic. So that's why we got like Dr. Constantine as a DAO member to help us to build a very innovation token economics to balance these two parties, and we will announce this in the later days. Finally, the last challenge would be it's Web3 cloud, right? So if anyone wants to use it, they can use it. It's not like when Donald Trump wants to create that app and AWS banned them. It shouldn't happen. So for us, the only way you can use the network would be you use the Phala token as a payment for on-chain the cloud resources, and you can use Phala token to pay any external services based on Phala. And if you want to provide your server, to the system, you can also use Phala token as mining and validation to join the, as a supplier. And finally, if you want to present your own opinion about what happened on chain, you can use Phala token as your vote right to join the governance. Yeah, so that's the present for now, and I think Joy, we can take a break to make the first quiz, and then I will share the current network stats and the Crowdloan strategy for Khala network. Is that okay?
Cool. Yeah, Marvin, I think we should go into the the strategy first, because the quiz is based on the content, cool. Right? So just continue, and then we take the first quiz.
Okay, so I will explain more about our Crowdloan slot auction strategy. So many people are wondering that what is Khala and why you separate into two networks? Because everybody knows the Polkadot system is a very prosperous ecosystem. So at very early stage, Kusama network is like a copy of Polkadot, but it's more like a cousin rather than a canary. It will it is positioned to serve to the startups level, or the crazy ideas, the very innovation projects. So for Phala network, we want to we also need a canary to test the water for the algorithm, for the system stability, and for the mining economic game theory. Secondly, we want to serve for both parties. We don't want to lose any market from Kusama or Polkadot. So finally, we think each ecosystem, either the Kusama or the Polkadot, they all need privacy and Web3 cloud, right? So we need to serve for both parties. That's why Khala network happened. And so Khala network will run as a parachain for Kusama, and the Phala network will run as a parachain for Polkadot. But the major difference from Phala strategy with the other projects would be, although we have two parachains on two relations, we don't create a new token for that. We just use one token, the Phala token, to run as a utility ticket or proof in these two chains. That the major reason, the major idea behind it is because just we think we need to be responsibility for the people who are holding tokens, and we think it's unnecessary to create two tokens for both network, because in Phala's economic, we can clearly separate like 1% of the total token, put them on a Khala network to serve Kusama, and the rest 99% serve Phala. And only if we bring we build the bridge very influentially between these two chains, the ecosystem will stand very well. So for us, we think it's unnecessary to create a new token. That's all. And our incentive as would be, we are majorly target on the second slot, and for now the board is that looks that Khala network is on the fifth slot, but we will keep trying to catching with the with the toppest slot. But and our reverse plan are very clear that we deliver the maximum size of the reward pool would be 15 million Phala token, and if you stake 1 KSM for Phala for a year, we will like reward each KSM as 100 Phala tokens as reward. For now, the price is like $1, nearly $1. So, but we don't know what will happen in the next month. So I won't like make any investment financial advice here. But yeah, just saying that because it's pretty special for us. We are the only one the only Kusama slot auction players with a certain APY for now. For now, it looks like the APY is 23 per year. So we think if you want safety or security or more guaranteed staking of return rather than a crazy APY, you can choose Phala as like insurance. And in Finalized, we have an invitation system campaign. It means that if you invite any of your friends to join to contribute KSM to Phala, you will get 0.5% as extra rewards for both parties. Remember, if you filled in your friends' code into your joining process, you will also get 0.5% as a reward. So it's a two-side benefit thing. And look out, before the second slot auction bidding begins, if you contribute any KSM for Phala, you will get one NFT for that. So the guys who are holding these NFTs, they are also expecting to get 1% extra from the reward. So it means that if you invite some guy and you contribute for us before the second slot bidding begins, it would be like the 22nd of June, and if you do that, you will like get a early bird reward. Totally is a 1.5% of your contribute, and you can also join Phala Crowdloan using our decentralized applications rather than like giving your KSM to the exchanges, and you want like using Dapp for that, you can like just directly input Crowdloan the Phala network, and it's very friendly. And we create a cool dashboard for you to to do all the analyzing and to see the trends between different market situation, so that you can make a very the not emotionally decision for that. We want like smart KSM getting. So and if if you prefer the centralized organizations or productions to support Khala, you can also join like Kraken or KuCoin or OKEX or Newland and Gate and MEC Hotbit. These exchanges are all already supported Khala network as Crowdloan. So if you like decentralized, just join this page. And if you like centralized joining Crowdloan, you can join this page. And so the token, the Phala token reward and the native token on Khala network is like a Kusama version of Phala. It is 1-by-1 rate for the mainnet Phala and 1-by-1 rate for the ERC20 Phala. So, and we are not like enhancing or adding any extra amount of Phala here. They are all in the original economic parts of our economic module. So that's why I said there's no necessary need to create a new token for Kusama slot auction. And just in summarize, 15 million for total reward pool and 1 KSM to exchange 100 Phala. And we have an invitation system. You can get an actual benefit before 22nd June. And you can also using decentralized applications built by us or centralized exchanges to join Phala. So that's all about our strategy. And please contribute if you like. Thank you. Zoe.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Marvin. This was a great presentation. I think, first of all, for everyone that joined afterwards, there was a great introduction to Phala. Very cool also with, on like how we present ourselves and going into the strategy, the auction strategy. So I think you guys already could take on a lot of information. And therewith, we actually want to go into our first quick quiz round. Afterwards we go into more hands-on information. So now we have the first round of 3 rounds in a quick quiz. I'm going to ask live now here some questions, 3 questions actually, and you guys live being here on YouTube, please just write the answer if you know it into the chat, and after our session we will select all the winners. We will select the top 10 winners that have answered all the 3 questions correctly, and each winner is going to receive 50 Phala. So I hope you guys can participate. So let's start with the question number 1. And I think Marvin actually covered all these topics. So guys, if you listen carefully, you can answer all these questions. Question number 1 is, how much Phala will you receive for each KSM that you stake? So what exactly is the ratio between the KSM you put into a Crowdloan and how much Phala will you receive back? If you know the answer, just write it here in the chat so we can select the winners afterwards. This was question number 1. Question number 2 is, what is the Phala parachain ID? If you guys know about this, every parachain has specific ID, so you have to put in the information also. So the question number 2 is here, what is exactly the Phala parachain ID? And that's cool, a lot of answers coming in here already. And the question number 3 is, how many Phalas or Phas, like token, are set for reward on the Kusama auction? Like how many Kusama, how many Phala do we have in reward for the Kusama auction? This was question number 3. So drop your answers here in the chat. Again, we will select the winners afterwards. And there are 2 more rounds of quizzes coming up. So stay tuned and you can receive much more rewards. Then I would, now hand over to you, Marvin, again. We've covered a lot of the theoretical topics. I think now we can go a bit more hands-on. You explained already that how we can actually participate to the Crowdloan via the Dapp or also exchanges. But maybe you just want to walk us through the how the Dapp looks and how actually a person can contribute.
I think the second part I want to present will be that the current process for Phala network, and we will have another round of quiz, and after that I will present like how to join Crowdloan for Phala as a as a guide. So I will begin to present. Okay, so in this part, I will briefly introduce the current network status for Phala. It's like, I explained a lot in the presentation in the last couple of minutes. You guys must be wondering that what have you built since you are like one of the earliest birds of Polkadot parachains candidates. So we already developed Phala network for like 14 to 16 months, and we are very proud to say that we already finished like the 99%, 99% of our code, and it's well prepared for now because it's really a lot of work. And before we do this Kusama, Crowdloan, and slot auction, we already did 3 stages of test night to do fully testation. And during this test night, we found out that we already successfully attracted over 10K T servers to be as to running competition nodes for Phala Cloud, and and these numbers are getting higher and higher, and we are expecting that after we launch on Kusama, we actually could have like over 20K as server nodes, computation nodes for servers. As a tips here, Alibaba Cloud only got like 2 million servers, so 20K is like a huge number to call ourselves a cloud. We know that many projects also claim they are like permissionless cloud or Web3 cloud, but when you're actually looking at how many computation nodes, how many computation power they can present to the developers, you will find it's I can't nearly find a computer of Phala situation. So to make that achievement, we need to support like the most generalized but security hardwares. So during these 3 stages on our testnet, we already support like all of the Intel SGX hardwares, and for now it's like Intel SGX team is also development team is also like working together for us to looking forward on how we can expand the hardwares to more. And we have another idea for this future in maybe Q4 is that we want to also support AMD SEV as another major TE standard in the world. So in that case, Phala will be the first permissionless protocol who support 2 different types of TE standards as a cloud service. So it means that we can get even more hardwares to back this network as cloud services. So this is our next goal. And we also for now got a very strong community to support Web3 cloud, because I don't want to present the numbers. It's a big and activity. I just want to mention 2 numbers here. The first would be we are the first project who do air jobs to the KSM holders. We did this before Phala is launching. We called it a fair lock job. In the last year, if you lock up your KSM, you can get Phala token as rewards. So we are the first guy who support this. And back then, in my memory, KSM is like $3, and we support and distributing lots of Phala tokens to these KSM holders. So I think we have a good solid backup by a KSM community. And another data would be in last month, our official website got over 100K volume at traffic. So it's really surprised me because we haven't releasing any of production yet, but it's like a proof of our community. And as I mentioned, for now, currently we are in the Kusama slot auction stage, but after the top 5 slots being bidded by Kusama, Gavin mentioned that he will present a proposal to launch the Polkadot slot auction after this. So we can expect in the next couple of months, Polkadot slot auction will come soon. So in that case, Phala will, of course, join the bidding and slot auction of Polkadot. So it means that in this year, you can see 2 powerful, strong community backup parachains serving for both Kusama market and Polkadot market. And the best part would be there's only one token getting value from these 2 major economic, not 2 separate tokens. So it means a lot to us. And by the end of before this end of the year, we will also present the cloud platform to support different types of cloud services requirements like IaaS, PaaS, traditional Web2 enterprise customers. So this cloud platform will be cheaper and more trustable and security than any centralized cloud platform, and it's a public cloud. And except that we will also present the Web3 cloud computation and data market to the Web3 world. So it means that we want to bring the value from Web2 into Web3 to enhance the privacy, preserving, and the Web3 technology to more people, because we know that it's a long journey. I mean, in Gavin Wood's version, in one of the most important infrastructure in fundamental level of Web3 stack would be the servers, the hardwares, and Phala will be the one who will present this and link them together to be trusted. And I will quickly present some use cases we already been finished building here. They will all step-by-step launching after Kusama Khala network launch. So the first one would be Facet Wallet. It's a privacy preserving wallet to protect the Polkadot DeFi world. In this wallet, you can not only protecting the confidentiality for your size data, but also it can bring you the functions with confidentiality, like the confidential swipes. It's a good choice for the whales. It means that if you want to sell your huge amount of sites in confidential environment, nobody will see that on an open market, and it's also good for the bots or the dealers who want to avoid from MEV attacks. It can't be catched by the miners, because all the transactions are encrypted. And we will also present a confidential lending. It means that when you are doing a high leverage financial active or transactions, Phala can help you to present from to avoid from the ones who looking all your old books and who want to attack you by financial activities. So it's a safety and more secretly environment for lending. And at last, we will also present a mystery NFT. It's not like the blind box in the market who randomly creating pictures or as NFTs, but also it can hide some data. It's like we can present any data, and we will encrypt this data into an NFT, and you can trade off any NFT to others. So, for example, I can put my BTC private key in Phala NFT, and I can sell it publicly to Joy. And during this deal, nobody will see my secret key on chain. So after Joy got my secret key, got my NFT, she is the guy who have the ownership and who has the authority to encrypt the secret data. We think this would be a major use case for the future data transactions between different cloud services, and it's a personal data package that you can carry, and you can say in trade, but you can also like use it in many ways. And if any service, any smart contracts want to read your data, they can only like pre-write code how they will use it, and after your authorization them to use, they can use. But beyond that, they can't, and they can get your log data forever. So yeah, so this I mentioned will combine with Web3 analytics on Google Analytics alternative production is another Web3 grant production we will present, and we are also having a cooperation with a huge top-level company. I don't know if you heard that, it's called Google, and we are working with them together to present an infrastructure for Web3 cloud nodes cloud services, and it's also granted by Web3 Foundation, and we are planning to announce the details later. But yeah, today I'm I DK out. So yeah, so Phala is now partnership with Google's for the cloud services in the future, and we think this would be another like major point for us to bring more value and to bring confidential use cases together. So yeah, so that's the current situation and updates from our development part. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you, Marvin. I think this were super exciting news. Specifically, the partnership with Google. I think someone in the chat also asked what are strategic partnerships we are entering. So this is one of them, and there are more to come. And specifically, I mean, we want to connect the Web 2 with this Web 3 world, right? So of course we have to partner with existing cloud computing companies, and that's one strategy we are rolling out. So cool. Thanks for the update, Marvin. We are going back to one of our quiz rounds now. It's again more connected to the slot auctions than on the strategy side. But also all content that Marvin has covered already. So guys, if you're ready, we have again three questions that I'm going to ask live here now on YouTube. Please just write your answer in the chat here, and we will collect the first 10 winners, and each winner is going to receive 50 Phala for if they have answered all the 3 questions correctly. So yeah, let's start. Question 1 is let me start over. So question 1 is, what's the additional rewards rate of Khala Crowdloan Referral if you refer another person? So what's the additional rewards rate of Khala Crowdloan Referral rewards for your friends? We have a specific percentage here that Marvin has covered. The question number 2 is, how can you transfer KFAR to an ERC20 FAR? So if you want to swap it, how is this being done? And we have the question number 3, what is the swap rate of KFAR and ERC20 FAR? So yeah, what's the swap rate here on KFA to ERC20 Cool. Yeah, Marvin, he's the real Phala. This is super cool. I need, by the way, I need a t-shirt and these glasses as well. So I think you guys can even win some of these super cool glasses in our third round that's coming up. We have another round of quizzes. We have another round of quizzes coming up where you then also can win, in addition to the Phala token, also some very cool swag. And Marvin is presenting it super nicely. Cool, guys. In addition to these quiz questions, we are going to have AMA session in a little bit. So continue to write down your questions you have here. We collect them and then we can answer them live in a bit. But now, I think now we're going to go hands-on, Marvin, right? Now you will show us a bit, actually walk us through the Dapp and how we can really contribute to the crowd loan. So back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. And yeah, I will make it short. Guys don't need to worry. And yeah, I just want to present like how can we using the Khala Crowdloan decentralized application. So the link here is crowdloan.phala.network, and you input it here, and it will show. And the first thing you need to do is connect your wallet. Yeah, sorry. The net seems a little bit unfriendly now. Yeah, let's assume we already connect the wallet here. Okay. And we can enter the contribution amount you want to did in this middle, and we made an calculator for you guys so that you guys can compare with Khala Crowdloan API with cash and staking API based on the valuation, and it's a real-time calculator. So for now, as you can see, the Phala price is here and the cash price here. So it means that if you stake one cash for Phala in 11 months, and it will like have a better return of year than staking the cash in cash nodes. So but I know that different people have different opinions about the price and everything. So you can even addition here. Let's say Phala will get $2 in maybe in the next month, then you can see the APY will immediately change. And after that, you can, after you made your decision, the calculation, you can finally input how many tokens you want to contribute to Phala, and fill in your right thing here. Remember, if you don't add any friends right code here, you will like lose 0.5 potential actual rewards. It's a really a pity because if you fill in the guy who invites you in this campaign, the both parties will earn. And after that, you can just click the donate button and do a final review, and yeah, and after that you will like finish the contribution. And for furthermore, you can look overview your contribution number and your total rewards here, numbers here. All your contribution details will show here. And after the bidding finished, like the results come out like Phala will win, for example, let's say Phala will win the third slot. So after the third slot bidding over, your rewards vesting will show here. And in Actional, we have two charts for you to analyzing how the market goes on. First one would be for the current slot, which is the highest bid. For now, it's we all know it's the 400K one. It's a Khala network, and the Phala bid is 10K for now. And you can also see the KSM price and the Phala price trends, and to see the trends in the future, because please remember, when you're contributing KSM to getting rewards from any parachain projects, you are not doing it because the current price or the current reward. You are doing it because you are looking overview for the next, what will happen in the next 12 months. So you need to predict or see your own trends, for the next 11 months. So that's why the trend charts, we think, is important for you to mention here. And for now, it's like all the list for the contributors, and you can see who donates more, the most for Phala. So that's the production we built for Khala Crowdloan. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Nice, thanks, Marvin. I definitely like it a lot. First of all, I mean, the look and feel is very, very smooth. It looks great, and of course, also the user experience, I think, is very good. I like also the charts you have included, specifically the estimation. I think a lot of people are very interested, and that's what they look at, right? What do I get back if I participate in a crowd loan instead of staking my case like this? But as you said, it's very important not to compare to, let's say, the dollar currently, because I mean, if you invest into a project, you believe in it, and it's a long-term investment, right? So keep this in mind. And if you're part of the Phala community or new to the community, I think you all know what the future has in place for us building the Web3 cloud. Cool. So now we are going into the Ask Me Anything session. Actually, we have collected, we have actually two Ask Me Anything sessions. Now we start with some of the questions that we have collected in advance of the event. We posted this on Twitter. I think some of you guys, maybe you're even online right now, or some of your questions were collected. And we are going to ask, I think, actually 5 questions that we have collected in advance. If you have posted some questions on Twitter or in our Telegram group and they are not selected now, this was just because we can only, answer that many questions. But we have actually, and I think we will drop a link here in the chat, we have a forum for our community, and it's on a website where you can actually write, or we will answer all the questions that we have collected also from you if we don't answer them right now. So also feel free to use this forum after the session if there are more questions coming up, so we can answer all your questions regarding Phala in general, but also regarding the crowd loan and the slot auction. So again, we have 5 questions here. They were actually collected from our Telegram group, and yeah, the names are now a bit, because their usernames is a bit tricky to pronounce them. But if you recognize your question, you can be happy, because then you have received already 100 Phala, and we will issue the rewards after the session. So let's start with question 1. We have here, Marvin. So Khala network will join Kusama slot auction in week 48, right?
Yeah.
So what are the possible risks users might encounter, and how do you face these risks?
Sorry, could you repeat the risk sentence?
Yeah, so someone asks here, so Khala will join the Kusama slot auction in week 48.
Yeah.
So yeah, the question is, what are possible risks that users might encounter?
Okay. First, please remind that crowd loan is a very low risk campaign for any like among all crypto activities, but it still have some. But at least your site is very safety, because you're a KSM who contribute for Phala for any other project. It's never left to your account. It's just locked by Kusama relation system. It's just a period locked up by the system. The private key is in your own hands, and your assets never leave your address. So it's pretty safe in that perspective. There are two major risks, in potentially way to this campaign. The first one would be, although many like projects claims they will give rewards to based on some number, based on some campaign. For example, Phala 1K for 100 Phala, but actually the Crowdloan, the bidding part is separate from the reward distribution part. So there could be a chance that a project win a slot, but don't distributing the tokens as they claim. So that could happen, and there's no like smart contracts guaranteed for that for now. So that's actual exist risk. But I mean, in economic game theory way, it makes no sense, because every project are donating their tokens to distributing as rewards to get a Kusama slot. And if they don't, after they got the slot and they don't act like a real man, what's the purpose they do this? They can do let's say ideal instead of it. So yeah, so it make no sense. But yeah, I just want to point out there is real risk there. Another risk is that if you are not like a KSM longer holder, but rather than someone want to gain a higher profit, then please realize that your KSM will only be unlocked after a year. So if KSM price getting down after a year, you could get a financial cost by that. But so in this perspective, I'm a very I suggest everybody just participate what you understand and what you can take, and we are very welcome for any KSM holder. You are, it's a good way that you are, contributing and locking up your KSM to supporting your ecosystem you like. That makes sense, and Phala will contribute a lot value to Kusama relation. But for the newcomers or the guys who want to gain a long, very huge profit, just realize the risk there for the price. That's all. Thank you, Zoe. It's a good question though.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, you have to dig a bit deeper to also understand and to be, to be clear what is your goal as a contributor, right? As a user. And it's always good to actually invest with the long-term vision. So let's go to question number 2 from Brolovgi, also collected in advance. The question is here: why does Phala Network felt the need to bid for an 8-period slot? So we have the 48 weeks. And will Phala bid for another 8-period slot after the period is over?
Okay, so our plan is target on the 2nd slot, but of course we are more let me think. First, 8 periods, like 48 weeks for Kusama slot is the longest period we can get. If they present like a longer term, we of course we want to get the longest term. But for now, it's like Kusama only present 48 weeks. It's like it usually needs 1 week to set up. and several weeks to make the change from approval authority level into a democracy level. The governance set up, and we begin to launch one function by one function. So we think the 8-period slot is too. We even think it's short. It's not longer enough, but that's the longest time we can get, because the longest periods you got from here, the longest periods you can serve to a Kusama ecosystem. Look at what will happen on Kusama. There will be a Khala network, the Karura. There will be a Moon River. All of the Polkadot parachains will launch on Kusama eventually. So that means that there will be a lot of chaos and innovation projects and opportunities there. And as a privacy preserving and a cloud service, we have no reason we don't want to serve for them and to do the cross-chain use cases together, or to present the interesting ideas in reality. So we want to join, and we want to join as longer as possible. The Khala network will remain as a parachain for Kusama. So after 8 periods of slot, we have in our treasury, token economic, we leave enough parts for like the next year of Kusama to Khala. But of course, we have other backup plans. For example, as you can remember, 80% of the token is distributing to the community, and 70% of our token is distributing by the team money. We will take a rate from the mining system, and the rate will goes into the treasury controlled by governors, right? And we can use some part of the treasury for the future plan of slot auction on Kusama. This is one backup. The second backup is that because we will present lots of privacy or confidentiality use cases and DeFi applications to Kusama users. So we will try to catch up some KSM as income, and all the KSM income will storage also in our treasury, and will also be controlled by the democracy, so that we will get some KSM bank account finally. And of course, if we are dry out, if we failed in a business level for that, but we hope that doesn't happen. And in this level, we can also run as a Parasite. And I think at the development processing from current code we saw, we think Parasite will be present or launch in this Q3 or Q4, maybe later this year, but it will come out. It means that even though you are not mining slot, you can also using cross-chain massive passing to other parachains, and it's a pay-as-you-go module for each parachain. So it means that it's a more feature for startups. So any project think Kusama slot is too expensive, they can use Parasite maybe by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, thanks, Marvin. The whole model with Parasite, I think it's a very cool alternative to the parachains. Very nicely designed by Polkadot, or let's say the Parasite team. Cool. So thanks for answering this question. Let's go for another one. Question here from Kwan. How is, and I think you answered the second part of this question. Let's focus more on the first one. How is this Crowdloan, or in general Crowdloan model, different from IDO or IEO? And what are investors' risks when joining Khala Crowdloan? So I think the second part you have answered already, right, which is more focused on the price. But maybe if you want to answer the first part of the question.
I will do it very quickly. In any XO, you are giving out your asset to exchange for another kind of asset. But in a Crowdloan, you are not having any risk to lose your assets because your assets just been locked. It's not been given out to anyone or any project. It's just been locked for 11 months. So the best case is that the shitcoin you got is totally lose their value, but you can't lose your KSM in any sense. So I mentioned that the only risk here is that if you care the KSM price so much, then be cautious to how much you join. That's all. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, that's very important. I think that's the magic when people understand it, right? That you cannot lose anything participating in a crowd loan. So that's why we motivate everyone and create this interest. So please, look into it. If you have not participated, do it soon, because we have this very cool early bird NFT coming for you guys until 22nd of June. And that's why we're also doing this live session to answer all your questions if you have any more regarding Crowdloan and the slot auctions.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's go into an example here. Another question. I hope you can follow, because it's a bit more complex example. Yeah. But I think we have described it in our documents as well, so you're familiar with this example, right? The question is more. I will read the example. It's actually when you contribute, right, to a crowd loan. So let's say Alice contributes 200 KSM into the Khala crowd loan, which is currently equivalent to $80,000, right, in the current KSM value, with let's say $400. So Alice's reward is 200 KSM that she put in by 100, because we get 1 to 100 Phala. So it's 200,000 Phala. So the question here is actually, if Khala now fails and doesn't win the slot, how much KSM will Alice get back? Because Alice has put in 200 KSM, and how much is she going to receive?
Yeah, Alice contributes 200 KSM in the crowd loan for Khala, and even if Khala failed in some rounds, in currently round, it will be 5 slots in total. And if the 5 slots, after 5 slots, Khala can still get a slot, the whole part of 200 KSM will return to your account. It will be unlocked. So that's it.
Cool. That's very simple answer to a bit more complex question, but and again, what we just talked about, right? You cannot lose anything participating in a crowd loan. On the other side, right? If Khala wins and you wins the slot, so you actually have contributed to 200 KSM, you also on top get the 100 FAR per 1 KSM that you contributed. Okay. Let's see if we have another question here. Okay, let's go into the mining part. I think we can cover one more question, and then we jump maybe also into the live questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You read it here already. Okay, we have the T mining rewards, right, for Kusama. The question is why the rewards for T mining massively dwarfed by DOT, and why is the difference so high? According to some numbers that we have mentioned in some docs. So do you intend to build on Kusama in long term? And does it make sense to participate in crowdloan for Phala economically, but not Khala, looking at statistics?
Yeah, that's a very, I think that's a very, directly question. I like these tricky events. So the first question would be, why are the team mining rewards for Kusama developed so massively by DOT? Because for Kusama, for Khala network running on Kusama, we are expecting after a while, maybe after a couple of months, maybe a year, we are expecting the number of servers running as a cloud on Khala network will be much more less than Polkadot Phala network. The major service, as I mentioned, the different the Khala network and the the Phala will serve to different parachains and religion, and we are expecting that the Phala network will be the major cloud, for all. But of course, the Khala network will have its own value, which would be to present the confidentiality and the Web3 infrastructure service to Kusama related economic. But we got a limited budget here. We can't like separately in very linear way for both sides. We need to pick up like the budget for each side. It's pretty like one Polkadot. Like when the first I can remember the first day Kusama launched is mainnet, and I remember that there's a humor to say that the total value of Kusama network will be sponsored by 1% of total Polkadot tokens, and that's true. 1% of Polkadot tokens are sponsored into Kusama Treasury. So so it means that we are just doing a similar way with the Polkadot team, that we are willing to present the values and services to Kusama ecosystem, but we don't think there will be so many nodes, running nodes for that. So the rewards and budget will be much more lower. And this is another. This is also the answer to another question. And let me see. And do you not intend to build on Kusama longer? No, we are intend to. Don't get me wrong. As I mentioned in the last question, we will have like longer term income from the treasury, and not only by Khala network, but Phala network will have a huge treasury from the TE mining, right? And we can like have a longer term budget for longer term Kusama slot auction for the next coming years, and we can also keep on earning from for KSM bank account based on our like DeFi production or other privacy production being built. Yeah, so it's a long-term thing. If it's a short-term thing, we don't need to join Khala network to join Kusama's option at all. So yeah, that's for the answer.
Good. Yeah, I hope all the answers helped you guys for the question you have raised. Let's see. I think now we can take also some questions. These were questions we have collected in advance. Just looking also at the time. I mean, we will take the time to answer all your questions, but I think it's also quite late in Beijing, right?
Yeah.
No worries. Let's take some more questions from the audience that you guys have sent here in the live chat. And let's see. Let's start a bit more on the strategic level again. Actually, on the growth side. So someone asked, Hazes asked, what are your plans in the future for mass adoption?
Okay, so for mass adoption, we are planning to be the competitor of AWS or GCP or other centralized cloud platform, because we think that although the Phala network is a permission cloud service, but if you only targeting to service the enterprises who are like crypto, or they're in the crypto industry, the business, then the market or the change you can make for Web3 world is small. The only way to make real change here would be you can present some production, and you can win the competition even facing into the centralized services such as AWS or centralized cloud service. Then it will really like make people confident or convinced that blockchain crypto really matters, and they have real utility rather than financial utility, but also a better way to solve the data, solve the infrastructure of Web3 stack issues. So we think for our adoption plan, we want to directly facing into the cloud service market and try to figure out what's the real next generation of computation service fit more for Web3 rather than Web2. And in that perspective, we will jump into it and to work on it to solve the real points. Then we want to beat the Web2 services up. So that's our next plan to for the go-to-market strategy.
Great.
Thank you.
And yeah, of course. And thanks to the person that asked the question, actually, Heitzi, as well as Marvin, you, I mean, in the presentation, if this session will be uploaded afterwards here on the YouTube also, so you can rewatch it. And Marvin has presented also some slides in the beginning of this event about our current state of the network, also the strategy. So just encourage you guys to rewatch it if you maybe joined a little later, where we also announced a very cool partnership with Google. Another question is also, guys, we have also opportunity to talk specifically about the Crowdloan and the slot auction, right? But I will cover some overall questions if there are people new to the community today. So Marvin, maybe you can talk a bit about competitors, right? Someone asked here, what are some of your competitors and how do you have advantages over them? And first of all, to say it's never bad to have competitors, right? Actually, it's good to see competitors specifically in the crypto space, if we can even call them competitors. So yeah, the question is for you.
That's a very common question in the community, and in our talk, although we already presented, I can repeat it. I want to present it at the page. Just wait a second. Okay. Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah, the network really sucks. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's not because we are not paying the network fees. It's just because we are doing a very fundamental IT transfer so the office network have troubles today. Sorry. Then I will forget it. It's sorry to waste your time. So yeah, briefly speaking, our major target competitor in Web3 would be Dfinity. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Dfinity also means to be alternatively Web3 cloud services or infrastructure for the next internet. And the strategy, they did a lot of pioneer level innovation to down. It's pretty good for their technology and development. Their strategy is they want to rebuild the network only by themselves. So one part by one part, from the way to store data to the way to get accounts from the internet and the transaction between different nodes. They redetermined every details. We think, but we have different opinion. We think in the future, different multi-protocols serviced for different Web3 stacks will combine together to work together as an ecosystem, not by some huge giant to replace all. So we think Phala is very capable to replace the cloud service, and Polkadot is very a good way to replace the layer 0 protocol for the the connection between different chains, and maybe Cluster is very capable for the decentralized storage. So something like this. So we think in the future there will be like 100 protocols charging 100 stacks, and they will live together to providing a multi-prosper ecosystem and stacks to replace Web2. Not one company, one protocol to replace all of the things. So that's a major difference from us and Definity. But for Web2 market, I think our biggest competitor would be AWS. So yeah, no cheating. That's true. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, very, very good answer on this. Thanks, Marvin. Let's see, maybe another question on the mining part. We have not talked too much about it, but if you could elaborate just a little bit also on, let's say, high level, a bit on the strategy for, let's say, the miners. What's coming up? What's next? What should people be prepared for?
Okay, first for the miners, if you want to join Phala network, the principle or the standard, the requirements are pretty standard. It's not like we need to purchase some certain equipment. Not like that. First, you need to pass through the your equipment needs to have Intel SGX CPU, and as I mentioned in this Q4, we will also support AMD SCV, but you need to have a generalized CPU with TE function in it, so that it's security guaranteed. And secondly, just read our wiki doc, and there's a program for you to test if you can pass through the security security testation, and we will reply you a score for your security level. No matter what's your level, just from level 1 to level 5, you can all join Phala network. And this is the hardware requirements from joining Phala. There's another requirement would be the minimal size of staking requirements. The number is not official releasing now. We are preparing for the the new economic paper for the written by Dr. Constantine, and but we present it very soon, just in these 2 weeks, because the parachute will launch in maybe 3-4 weeks, and the mining will just after the launching, the mining will just begin. So we will definitely present it very soon. Just follow our Twitter, follow our Medium, and see what happened in the next week. Thank you.
Yeah, very excited for this and what to come and what to expect actually in detail in the upcoming econ paper. So yeah, keep your eyes open on the news that's coming up. Marvin, let's use the rest of the time to actually do the third round of the quiz. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. This one is very cool because, I mean, first of all, Marvin will ask you the questions, and we also have, in addition to the Phala or Phala that we give out, also some cool swag. So yeah, for the swag, you have to complete the challenges on Gleam, but I think everything was posted on Twitter and here in the chat as well.
Okay. So should I present a question here?
Yeah, you can just ask those 3 questions.
Okay, 3 questions, right? Okay. First one, where did the KSM go, which you contributed to Khala network? What's the answer? Please type your answer in the chat. Where did the KSM go after you contributed? Is it still in your contributors wallet, or does it give you already transfer it to our account? Which one? Please type your answer. Cool. Can I move to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Question 2. What is the website link of Khala official Crowdloan decentralized application? The Dapp link. What is it? I remember I write it 2 times during the presentation. If you can't remember it, just find it on our official website. You will get it. Please type the answer in the chat room.
Yeah.
Cool. Third question. It's an open question. You'll pick up the best one. So, how to support Khala in Crowdloan? Like you can freely answer it. We will pick the one of the most accurate or interesting one. How to support Khala network in slot auction? Like will you like staking, contributing dots for us, or will you like contributing KSM for us?
Very good. Cool. And I see already a lot of answers coming in the chat. So people, I think everyone was very active and listened to everything we said today. That's cool.
Thank you. Some guys replied that they can't hear the question too. I want to repeat one time. Sorry, Zoe. The question 2 is, what is the website link of Khala official Crowdloan Dapp? The decentralized application we built for joining Khala Crowdloan. Just put the link in the chat room. You can find it in our official website, actually. Thank you. Okay. I think, yeah, we shoot out all the questions.
Yeah. We answered a lot of questions from the community today. We shoot out all the questions that we had to you guys. And yeah, I think with this we can also close our session today. Just a quick summary. I think I know Marvin gave a great overview today about Phala in general, where we stand in development phase and what to expect also in the Crowdloan when you participate. So just want to remind you guys, we have the early bird competition going on. If you contribute to our Crowdloan before 22nd of June, you get a very cool NFT that we issue to you. We have other very good rewards for you, also if you use the referral links. And of course, how to contribute is the simplest way is using our Dapp. The Dapp is live. The link was shared as well, and you find it also on our website. So if there are any further questions regarding how to participate and any other questions about Phala in general, use our community channels or also the forum. And hope to see you online soon again for other AMA sessions and our community events. Thank you so much, Marvin. And
thank you so much. So you must be exhausting. It's a long time today. Thank you for the hosting. It's brilliant. Thank you.
I'm not exhausted because I really enjoyed talking to you and talking to the community. So thank you everyone also for joining online. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.